Touhou project. How long has it been since I talked about that property, huh? Well, I think it was like a year ago. I said I was burned out. I was overwhelmed. I was tired. But now, it is time to return to my roots, so to speak, and revisit some of my old video topics that I used to commentate on before I knew how to commentate. Similar things, similar production value, no editing, no script, but that's what you're here for. You're not here for overpolished shit, no. You're here for me to speak my mind. So, let us begin with revisiting the main character of Touhou Project, Reimu Hakurei. Now, what do I think about Reimu as a character? You know, over the year since I've last talked to her, maybe more actually, I've since softened my stance. I used to think she was like pretty vanilla, pretty milquetoast, you know what I mean? But when it comes to Touhou characters in general, I think she's fine. Really. It's funny, if you look at Reimu and her character tropes and like from the various mangas where she's like, you know, she's a bit goofy, greedy, but she's also strict about the rules and she's like got a, you know, whole standards and thresholds, right? She's basically a Freerin who was cool with some demons. Like if she had some random demon friends hanging around. That's who Reimu is. Or I should say, Freerin is a less nice Reimu, basically. But let's talk about Reimu as a person. If you didn't know, she's basically the referee of the whole spell card system, and she's the one who created it for the Windows series. Now, a lot of people know that the PC 98 series, which comes before Touhou 6, is not canon. But many of us, including myself, like to think of it as the cutoff point, which basically before spell cards and after spell cards. So, once it's created, Reimu was like the spell cards, it nerfs you, it limits you, and you have to think about this. Reimu has an ability so unfairly broken that she had to nerf herself. It's called Fantasy Heaven, right? And it is a skill that allows her to float. And you're probably like, Raga, that's not that intimidating. Here's the thing, it lets her float through dimensions. It becomes conceptual, metaphysical. You need a blade crafted by Senji Muramasa himself to cut her, okay? And it's indefinite, for as long as she wants, without the spell cards. And unlike a certain Obito Uchiha, she can attack back while floating. So that means, no matter how many projectiles you fire at her, not a single one of them is going to hit her, because, again, cheat code hacks Shrine Maiden abilities, powered by the unknown Hakurei god we still know nothing about to this day. So, that is one of the reasons why she's broken, and why it's funny that she chose to nerf herself. Because she could have gone, as the referee of the spell card rules, she could have gone, not gonna nerf that. I'm gonna keep that on hand, just in case. But she didn't. She decided to play fair, and I guess that's a good sport of her, right? But regardless. What about her relationships with other characters? Obviously, she's got like a Mario Luigi thing going with Marissa, but I see it as more as Ryu and Ken. Best friends, but they're also kind of like frenemies. Honestly, she's a frenemy with everyone in Gensokyo, because that's just how she is. But it also depends on the manga, because as Zune himself, or Junya Uta, put it, each manga demonstrates a different facet of Reimu's personality. Like Wild and Horned Hermit basically displays her goofy, greedy side. While Forbidden Scrollery, I can't speak, okay? You're here to suffer with me. Scrollery shows her more, militant, no-nonsense side. And then Foul Detective Satori showed off her, more timid side, I guess, because she ran away scared for half the manga, so... but then she kind of did a fusion dance, if I recall correctly, and became a god. I don't know. I didn't really read it. I just heard things. So... yeah, it's very interesting. When you smash them all together, she is actually a very complex and multi-layered character. So, yeah. All in all, Reimu is a pretty good main character. And while normally her plot is basically move in straight line, beat everything between me and the problem, even if they're not part of the problem, it's serviceable. It's fine. And I've grown a soft spot for her. Maybe it's because I've become more jaded with life. That could be it. But again, if you agree with me on my Reimu takes, if you have your own lore bits to add in the comments, go ahead and do so. If you're new here, please, for me, like, comment, subscribe. Every little bit helps. We're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers. And if you want to see more, make yourselves known, because I will talk more Touhou if you want me to. All right? Cool. Okay, bye.